So it takes someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has consistently,
we're going to stop this interview if you're going to keep attacking my colleagues.
Adolf Hitler.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf, I am willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay.
Now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time. You are welcome to come back at any point. She is welcome to come back and speak about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump will have equal time to Joe Biden when they both join us now at later this week in Atlanta for this debate.
Yikes! CNN is now KNN, the Karen News Network. That was Casey Hunt, Karen Casey, having a meltdown over a Trump spokesperson dropping truth bombs on KNN. But as it turns out, those truth bombs may be the least of KNN's worries. Her colleague that she was so concerned about, Jake Tapper, may be costing this fledgling network literally billions. Wait until you see this. Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, here to help you stay sane in these insane times. So make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Also, gang, let me ask you, what do you think you could do if you had the same insider trading information that Nancy Pelosi's got, right? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Politicians like Pelosi have had access to insider trading secrets for decades now. They know exactly what stocks to buy and when to buy them. But guess what? You and I actually have access to that very same inside information. Thanks to a little-known SEC database, we could see what and when corporate CEOs are buying up in real time. Then we get to piggyback on their trades to gain the same advantage for ourselves. Gang, that's why you have got to click on the link below and sign up for a free training with me and my good friend Ross Givens. It's this Thursday, June 27th, 3 p.m. Eastern. It's all online. Ross is an insider trading expert whose recommendations have led to investment returns of over 200%. Some have hit as high as nearly 1,500%. It's going to be an amazing online free training where you and I can learn how to trade with the same insider knowledge as these politicians, but we'll do it legally and ethically. But don't wait. Seating registration is limited, so click on that link below right now. Register today, and I'll see you for an event that promises to change your life. As many of you know, CNN, or better KNN, itself made headlines this week with that embarrassing, cringeworthy temper tantrum from Casey Hunt, Karen Casey, after Trump spokesperson Caroline Leavitt began to criticize debate moderators Jake Tapper and Dana Bash for their past bias and animus against Trump. In fact, that's just where it starts. Keep in mind, Dana Bash's husband was one of the 51 so-called intelligence experts who claimed that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation. Now, again, you can't make this stuff up. But frankly, as it turns out, this is just the least of CNN or KNN's worries when it comes to these two. It's now being widely reported that Jake Tapper is actually the subject of a defamation lawsuit that could end up costing the fledgling news network upwards of $1 billion. A Florida Court of Appeals recently ruled that a plaintiff by the name of Zachary Young can pursue punitive damages along with economic and emotional damages in a civil trial against CNN. Now, this is a lawsuit brought about in response to Jake Tapper's comments allegedly defaming Zachary Young's efforts to aid individuals in Afghanistan during the botched withdrawal back in 2021. The lawsuit involves Young's security consulting firm called Nemix Enterprises, which worked to help evacuate Afghanis following the chaotic Taliban takeover of the country. According to the lawsuit, Young is alleging that a CNN segment hosted by Tapper smeared his security consulting company by implying it illegally profited when helping people flee Afghanistan. The Florida Appellate Court ruled that Young did indeed provide sufficient evidence of actual malice, express malice, and a level of conduct outrageous enough for his case to go forward in seeking damages from KNN. And here's the kicker. Those damages could approach $1 billion. Now, obviously, KNN don't got that money. They're seeing their lowest audience in over 30 years. So this lawsuit couldn't have come at a worse time. And it's obviously not the first time KNN has had to give an account for its blatant left-wing bias. You may all remember when CNN agreed to settle a lawsuit with Covington Catholic school student Nick Sandman for an undisclosed amount of money a few years back. I mean, it was a major defamation lawsuit to the tune of $250 million. And while the amount they agreed to settle on remains undisclosed, you could be sure that Nick will not have to worry about money probably for the rest of his life. And this is, of course, after CNN led a social media frenzy that attacked and vilified those Covington Catholic school students who participated in the annual March for Life in Washington, D.C. some years back. And I'm sure you remember the video. This was so outrageous. You had students wearing red MAGA hats surrounding an elderly Native American man from another march, a small indigenous peoples march. And CNN reported that this Native American man was minding his own business, beating on his ceremonial drum, and then all of a sudden, these white, Trump, radicalized Catholic kids began circling him and mocking and ridiculing and harassing the poor old man in racially insensitive ways. And so the headlines from CNN and, in fairness, MSNBC and the AP and on, they all reported that these Trump-inspired students engaged in a sickening display of racism caught on video. Just one problem, none of it happened. The longer video version showed that the Native American man, who turns out to be a far left-wing activist, it was he who approached the students. The students were the ones, ironically, who were minding their own business. This elderly man got in their face, beating his drum, and the students thought that he was actually part of the March for Life and that he was trying to get in between them and a group of black nationalist cult members who were hurling bigoted and homophobic insults at them. Again, you can't make this stuff up. The students thought the Native American man was beating on his drum to try to drown out the racial slander that was being hurled at them from these black nationalist cult members. Anyway, it looks like CNN is getting caught once again pushing fake news. And ironically, it's the allegedly impeccable Jake Tapper, moderator for this Thursday's debate, that's once again at its center. Here's your opportunity to tell big tech tyrants where they can stick it. Click on that link below and download our brand new cancel-proof Turley Talks app, and you can sign our special declaration of restoration. That's our petition to big tech that declares a new day is dawned. They are no longer in control, and we are taking our nation back. We've already got over 1,000 signatures of courageous patriots, and yours is next. Click on that link below or go to fight.turleytalks.com right now.